All right, Larry Krueger here at Levi's Stadium on a Monday for the Pig and a Pickle Crew Show with a little 49er update of what happened down here on a Monday. Niners with a brief practice, and then the players will have their off day tomorrow, and then the Niners will be back here practicing on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before they board the bird to go to Miami for a tilt with the Miami Dolphins. And, of course, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Get some brisket chili. Tell them that Krug sent you. We're also brought to you by Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California, right along the Monterey Peninsula. Go say hi to my friend Anthony Catania. He's at 831-521-5264. Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. For all your sports cards and collectible needs, check out Sharp Corners. Okay, so 49ers getting ready to take on the Miami Dolphins Sunday. Niners, at this point, playing out the string, just, 3 more games. They're not mathematically eliminated, but they're essentially eliminated from the playoffs. There are 3 49er players who are leading their position in Pro Bowl voting. And that is Kyle Juszczyk at the fullback position, George Kittle at the tight end position, and Nick Bosa at defensive end. So the Niners, despite the fact it's been kind of an ugly year, may actually wind up with some Pro Bowlers, and those 3 guys are leading the voting at their position. One guy to keep your eye on as far as Super Bowl week, Curtis Robinson is the 49ers NFL Man of the Year award candidate. And it's the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. It's the most prestigious honor the NFL gives out. It's for your work in the community. And Curtis has just, led the 49ers in volunteer hours the last couple of years. We're going to talk to him later on this week. His mother is a college professor and kind of inspired him to make education a big part of his kind of, of his platform to try to, improve our society through education. And so a lot of the elements of things that he's about as far as in the community have to do with education. So we'll talk to him later on this week. It's really pretty cool. Every nominee is going to receive $55,000 that goes to their charity of choice. The winner gets $265,000. All 32 nominees are going to be honored during the Thursday night NFL Honors Show in New Orleans, the site of Super Bowl 59. So, and fans can vote. We'll tell you more about that later on. But Curtis Robinson's going to stop by on the Krug Show later on this week. Talk to him in the locker room today about some of the good things that he is doing in the community. The 49ers, the big news today, the 49ers have officially suspended Devondre Campbell for 3 games for conduct detrimental to the team. He will not play, and he won't be paid for the next 3 games. So it's going to cost Campbell $261,000 and change in salary. And the Niners are going to have the option to go after about $111,000 of the signing bonus, the $3.3 million signing bonus for games missed. So, and it sounds like are motivated to do so. We talked to Demo Lenore in the locker room, and it's just, Nick Bosa. And you can tell the players don't respect what Campbell did, and they definitely don't want him back. And they don't feel like he's going to get a job anywhere else because he broke a code, and the code is you don't quit on your teammates. And it's a code that they really believe, very strongly in. And I think I'll be very surprised if Devondre Campbell finds a home anywhere in the NFL because nobody wants a guy they can't depend on.
Doesn't it all, hurt per se when you have a guy playing on a fractured ankle? You have 2 of them that lost children. You have one that literally almost lost his life. Just thankful that he didn't. And then you have someone kind of put themselves first in their respect for something you could call fickle. Does that hurt at all?
Yeah, actually, when he first got signed, I was thinking in my head, we got another guy that we can add, to the defense, that can contribute. For that to happen and him to do that, I just lost all respect, because I'm a person that's going 110% every play. So if I'm hurt, and, you know, and the guy behind me is not backing me up and can't come in or don't want to go in, so I just feel like that he's a cancer to the team.
It's like, just ask yourself this. You know, people who are trying to defend this are just totally out over their skis. If every person on the team did what he did, could you have a team? And the answer is no. So, you know, you can't reward that kind of behavior. The Niners, obviously, it's not their culture. It was interesting talking to Nick Bosa, though. He said that there were signs before the game that Campbell was going to do that. You know, he was angry at his locker. He was saying some things. He had been angry at his locker throughout the week.
I actually did. In the locker room before the game, I heard some complaining, and I was going to say something, didn't, because I didn't want to create more of a distraction, but kind of felt it. And so, yeah, I kind of saw the foreshadowing, and I definitely didn't think it was going to result in that. Didn't know it happened during the game, but
Do you regret not saying anything now?
not really. No. If he was going to do that, then he's not the type of guy to be here. So
There's no shock that Greenlaw got his starting rollback, and that was the plan all along. Was the issue that he was behind D as well?
I don't know. Was he behind D?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I actually predicted that he was going to do this just simply because he was a very proud veteran player who was having a hard time coming to grips with the fact that he was in the twilight of his career. Never really could come. I did an interview with him earlier this year. You could see he didn't really own his failure in Green Bay, blamed it on them, and then came here, didn't play particularly well. He just doesn't have very good agility or foot speed anymore, and it's very much a speed-oriented game these days. So he just couldn't play. They made a bad decision in the offseason to sign him, and I could tell a month ago that it was going to end badly because you could see that he was the kind of personality that couldn't deal with his own kind of mortality within the game. So that he was kind of the big story of the day. Trent Williams and Dre Greenlaw also were stories in that they did not practice today. Neither guy practiced. As far as looking at the Pro Football Focus numbers as who did well, who did not do well, the three highest graded 49ers on offense were George Kittle, Jalen Moore, and Isaac Guerendo. In fact, Isaac Guerendo got a very high grade this week for his pass blocking against the Rams, which was good to see. And the three highest rated defenders were Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, and Nick Bosa. So did the 49ers play well in this game? No, they definitely did not. But they had two or three guys on offense and two or three guys on defense that did play pretty well, and those were them. As far as, the 49ers issues, we didn't get a chance to talk to Kyle Shanahan today, but, a lot of people saying, Brock Purdy's regressed and don't pay him, the money that other people are saying pay him. The market says pay him $60 to $65 million. Some people could say, hey, he's worth less. He's worth $50 to $55 million. Some people think he's worth way, way, way less than that. The one thing I would say is that there's two things I think I would point to. One, the 49er offensive line has not been good. They allowed 19 quarterback pressures against LA alone. It's not a great line that he's played behind. In addition, his top three weapons from last year, Ayuk, Debo, and Christian McCaffrey, last year produced 40 touchdowns. This year, that trio has produced 2 touchdowns. I think that has that goes a great distance to explaining what had happened to the Niner offense this year. And then the other thing I would say, and, I don't think Purdy's going to make excuses, but I would love to know exactly, the health of his elbow and shoulder at this point. The last couple of games, he's not had much on the deep ball. His deep ball seems to be hanging, and it doesn't seem like he's got a lot of zip on his deep ball, at least as much as he had earlier in the year. I don't know if Brock would agree with that assessment, but that's what I see. Obviously he was 1 of 8 on deep balls against LA with with an interception, a bad interception, a poorly thrown, overthrown ball to Juwan Jennings on second down. That was probably a play you should have checked down to. The other thing that's really at the core of, I think, the Niners' struggles offensively is the fact they're not running the ball. 3.3 per carry against the Rams. 3.9 a carry against the Bears. 2.8 per carry against Green Bay. 3.4 per carry against Tampa Bay. I mean, since the bye week, the 49ers have really struggled to run the football. And I think that has had a huge impact on Brock Purdy in the second half of the year. It's like he's got to have a run game. He's got to have a surrounding cast. And he's got to have weapons. And right now what I see is a quarterback that looks like he's lost some confidence in his arm strength, but I also, and is not necessarily maybe physically 100%, but I'm also seeing a quarterback operating behind a line that's not very good, with a group of weapons that's a far cry from what he had a year ago. So has he lost some arm strength? Yes. Is it due to the injury? I don't know. They're going to have to figure out exactly what he's worth because he struggles with a wet ball, and that's kind of been a consistent theme. But it's going to be something that's going to be debated. It's clear that the 49ers value him, feel like he's their guy, want to sign him to an extension this offseason. And the question is, what is that extension going to look like? And we're going to find out in a short amount of time. But there you go. There is what happened down here in Santa Clara on a Monday. Players have an off day on Tuesday. Join me tonight at 6 o'clock for Niners Nightly. It'll be a YouTube only on the KMBR YouTube channel. And that's going to do it for us. And then tonight after the Monday night doubleheader, John Lund and I will do a live stream on the Krug Show on YouTube. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show on YouTube. And thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles for sponsoring this video. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.